What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Today, I'm going to react to a video. It's not too old, but it's Oliver Anthony when he calls out um, Fox News and Republicans for using Richmond, north of Richmond, at the GOP debate. Before we do that, though, I want to give you a word from Dizzle brand premium luxury liqueur.
Me and my team, whenever we link up, they gonna be drink up. We still gonna relax and have few glasses when there's things to think about. Like I'm nice with the bars when I tend to the bars and I'm not talking drink ups. So tell the bartender that tend to the bar to please pass me a big cup up. And tell the waitress that's waiting on us to put a little ice in it. Now watch the ice become weightless like the spaceships that I be sitting in. No wait and listen, no they're waiting for that tropical twist that'll tickle your taste buds. Now taste some. Yo, I insist it's the Dizzle.
I really mean it. Dizzle is a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, French cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. And it was invented by that man right there, Mike Dizzle. Cheers to Mike Dizzle. Dizzle is also a black-owned business. If you want to order your very own bottle or bottles of Dizzle Premium Luxury Liqueur, go to dizzlebrand.com. Go to the homepage. You'll see order online. Click on that link. That'll take you to Emilio's Beverage. Please remember, you must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. Also, if you're located in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas, click on our locations, and you'll see actual store locations in those states as well. And the Dizzle brand merch, I got one of the T-shirts on. As you see, established 2001 by that man right there. Oh, can't even. Mike Dizzle. So yeah. Get your T-shirts, get your hats, get your hoodies, get your sweatshirts. Also, we got the Dizzle brand gummies available at dizzlenova.com. I repeat, dizzlenova.com, Dizzle brand gummies. And let's get into it.
Did a great statement. You said you don't want jets, you don't want tour buses. What do you want?
I just want to go back to the woods, honestly. No, what I really want in the bigger scheme of things is just people to start appreciating each other for human beings and look beyond political differences and ideologies and a lot of things that I see corporate media and education doing, which is making everyone identify each other's differences and not their similarities.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Oliver Anthony, who became an overnight superstar mainly thanks to conservatives essentially marketing his song for free because of how much conservatives and working class people agree and resonate with the song and the lyrics. Now, again, this guy has achieved stardom and fame overnight because it is a very good song. It is a song that, again, a lot of people can resonate with, especially in this economy.
And also, I got to stop him. As a person who makes a living promoting music and promoting musicians, unsigned artists mainly, it also shows that you could still make it off of the music alone, But the problem is with most of these artists nowadays, they're not really making great music. They're not really making a concept song like that. They're not putting the emotions, the passions, and the feelings into the music like Oliver Anthony, especially in rap music.
However, Oliver Anthony is coming out and talking about how he's actually kind of annoyed with how some figures in the media and Republican politicians are essentially trying to co-opt the song and make it seem like that he is one of them or that the song isn't about them, specifically Republican politicians in Washington. And I want to go ahead and play this clip of him coming out and basically expressing his displeasure with how his song, according to him, has been co-opted. And I want to comment on it because it's a pretty interesting take. It's a pretty interesting comment.
So, Governor DeSantis, why is this song striking such a nerve in this country right now? What do you think it means?
Our country is in decline. This decline is not inevitable. It's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse American decline. And it starts with understanding we must reverse Bidenomics so that middle-class families have a chance to succeed again. We cannot succeed as a country if you are working hard and you can't afford groceries, a car, or a new home while Hunter Biden can make hundreds of thousands of dollars on lousy paintings. That is wrong. We also cannot succeed when the Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars. Those rich men north of Richmond have put us in this situation. And finally, we need to lower your gas prices. We're going to open up all energy production. We will be energy dominant again in this country. I showed it could be done in the state of Florida. I pledge to you as your president, we will get the job done, and I will not let you down.
Thank you. Several days later.
I'm disappointed to see, like, it's aggravating seeing people on conservative news try to identify with me like I'm one of them. It's aggravating seeing certain musicians and politicians act like we're buddies and act like we're fighting the same struggle here, like that we're trying to present the same message. You know, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I've tried to be polite to everybody, and I've talked to hundreds of people the last 2 weeks. But it seems like certain people want to just ride the attention of this song to maybe make them their own selves relevant, and that's aggravating as hell. The other thing that I find aggravating is, well, you know, like, it was funny seeing my song in the, it was funny seeing it at the presidential debate. Because it's like, I wrote that song about those people, you know? So for them to have to sit there and listen to that, that cracks me up. But it was funny kind of seeing the response to it. Like, that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, you know? It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden.
He's right about that. It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden, and I'll be reacting to a video later about who one of the real political puppet masters is. But he's definitely right, because Joe Biden is so old and shriveled. He's definitely not running the country.
Songs written about the people on that stage, and a lot more too, not just them, but definitely them.
Yeah, so apparently, you know, Mr. Anthony has some issues with Fox News using the song, even though I believe that Fox News did ask for permission to use it at the debate, and he accepted. He went on to say that, quote, "We've got to go back to the roots of what made this country great in the first place, which was our sense of community. I mean, we are the melting pot of the world, and that's what makes us strong in our diversity. We need to learn how to harness that and appreciate it and not use it as a political tool to keep everyone separate from each other," he said. Later on Friday, he tweeted, quote,
"Let me chime in real quick where he said sense of community. That's the problem, though. There is very few communities in America, and most of them are like, you know, like the Amish community, maybe like Chinatown and things of that nature. But like, for the most part, you know, there's Fayetteville, like, there ain't no communities in Fayetteville. Because the thing about community is, in a community, everybody knows everybody. And when somebody's in need and hurting in the community, like, say there's a hurricane and one person in the community, their house gets destroyed or something, you know, people in the community step up and chip in and help out. There's none of that going on in America. we've totally strayed away from that. We've strayed away from that long time ago. And yeah, community sounds good. I mean, I know pretty much my next door neighbor, my next door to her. I used to know next door to her before they moved. I know my other neighbor on the other side of the apartment. Like that's the thing. I always try to make it a habit to introduce myself to my neighbors and be polite to my neighbors and get to know them and things of that nature. But community is there's no such thing as community in America really no more.
I don't support either side politically, not the left, not the right. I'm about supporting people and restoring local communities. Now go breathe some fresh air and relax, please. I'm not worth obsessing over. I promise. Go spend time with your loved ones. Okay, so here's the thing. Honestly, I don't really have much of a problem with what he said. I mean, like, he has the right to have his opinion. And I think to a certain extent, his opinion is valid in the sense that, I mean, it's kind of funny that the Republicans on stage didn't think that Mr. Anthony was talking about them, right? I mean, I think he's talking about all the politicians because all the politicians.
I mean, that makes sense because if Republicans get in office again, they're going to be the Richmond north of Richmond. So, yeah.
To a certain extent, have sold us out, okay? Both parties are essentially the opposite side of the same coin, okay? I think everybody knows that. But I think the one thing I do disagree with him on is this idea, well, it's not political. Well, I mean, the song's about politicians, so by definition, it is political. It may not be.
Yeah, and let me chime on this. He said earlier, Oliver Anthony gave the permission to play the song of the GOP debate, but he had an issue with them playing the song. That's kind of hypocritical. And then for you to say the song's not political when you're talking about Richmond, north of Richmond, which are politicians, yeah, that's kind of hypocritical too. It's a little double standard. I love the song, but like one more double standard and you're falling into like liberal territory.
Partisan, but it's definitely political. And to say that it's not about Joe Biden is bigger than Joe Biden is true. However, what you're singing about, which is the state of the economy and how hard it is, as working class Americans, and, how the government has contributed to that. Yeah, I mean, you got to kind of throw some blame on Joe Biden because this.
Yeah, because right now that's happening under Joe Biden's watch. And, this is what's crazy is like, this is the first year in my business that I literally haven't had a sale on my website, my e-commerce store every single day. I used for like 8-9 years straight of sell every single day pretty much on my e-commerce store. And this inflation hits in and then it came to like every other day and I still get my label budgets and things like that. But yeah, man, my sales dropped because of inflation. That's under Joe Biden's watch right now.
This is his economy. And there's no doubt that Americans are feeling the brunt of Joe Biden's economy.
Guys, I don't know how the average American is making it right now because from the looks of it, things are just going to hell. For example, if you want to rent an apartment, the landlord wants proof of income 3 times the rent. And out here in northern New Jersey, that means a 1-bedroom, you got to be making 30 to 50% more than the national average. The groceries have gone up like crazy. It's like, it seems like it keeps creeping up ever so slightly. But after 3-4 months, you feel like it's you feel the increase. Because last year, I would be shopping for myself alone twice a week and it would run me about $80 each trip. Now it's costing me like $125 to $140 per trip. And when I include going out maybe once or twice a week to eat, my total for food is coming out to be crazy. It's over $1,000. And I know it wasn't like that growing up. You know, it's gotten out of hand. But people are walking around like nothing's wrong. Everything is fine. Everything's dandy. But it won't be long before people are gonna have to decide whether to pay the rent, pay the mortgage, or feed their families. And of course, people are gonna choose to feed their families. And so, who knows what's gonna happen? But I was at the mall the
Yeah, great point right there. And shouts out to bomb shelters. Oh, what I'm about to say right now, because when it comes down to that, food, shelter, and clothing, food, shelter, and clothing. Shouts out to bomb shelter. That was the name of the album. What's first on that list? Food, food.
other day, and it was pretty packed. But there wasn't really that many people holding bags. It was just people hanging around window shopping, which doesn't mean squat. It just means people want to get out of their houses and hang around, maybe eat at the food court. And that the food court was popping, of course. But we're gonna have to wait and see. I foresee a lot more shoplifting, a lot of stores going out of business because of that, and there's gonna be a lot of break-ins, a lot of cars being stolen, a lot of parts being stolen, wheels, catalytic converters, which is already happening. But it's gonna more and more people are gonna want to do it because they have no other way. More and more people are gonna turn to scamming and stealing and all that stuff because things have gotten so expensive.
Yeah. So things have gotten so expensive. Okay. People working long hours for bullshit pay. Okay. Which is a lyric in the song.
And let me break that down for my business. Like I have some clients that might be spending $500 to $1,000. Then you got some they might be spending like anywhere from 100 something to 400. Then you got some that $70 every promo. But then you got these clients, they could only afford maybe 25 to $50 on promotions per month. And that could be like, $50 is enough to get you YouTube ads on my site, because I could still run like, at least $1 a day in ads and whatnot. I charge a fee for setting it up and maintaining it because I have to adjust it. If certain keywords aren't working, remove those keywords, add new keywords and things of that nature. They don't have that money no more. They don't got that $50 no more a month. That's going to, like you said, the groceries or gas going up or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? It could be cigarettes went up. A lot of things that went up. When it comes to food products and drinks, foods, anything you consume, almost everything pretty much went up during inflation. Price of eggs pretty much went up at least 75% on the minimal eggs, and it held that way. Used to be able to get eggs for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. As soon as inflation came in, you can't even get eggs from there no more. You was get 6 packs for two something, or some 12 packs for $2. But they were literally, you talking about 75%, 100% markup on eggs. They doubled. So if you eat a lot of eggs, you spend a double on those. And it's not just eggs; it's everything went up.
Song there. Let me not be accused of plagiarism, right? But yeah, that's happening because inflation has increased significantly ever since Biden has took office. Okay, and some of that, a lot of that, in my opinion, is on the Biden administration and the Democrats because they decided to have another stimulus package even though we didn't need it. Okay, all indications.
Yep, we didn't need that last stimulus. People, that's the thing. You enable people to just stay out of work even longer, be lazier, not want to go back to work. And then, not to mention, you're sending all this money to Ukraine. And then you're still trying to spend more and more money on other bullshit.
From the major banks in the beginning of 2021 indicated that the 2021 economy would be hot, right? It would be a good economy. We did not need another stimulus package. However, they wanted another stimulus package and they kept continuing to push lockdowns, and the feds were slow to raise interest rates in response to the fact that we were spending trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, and we had
and they're going to try to bring back lockdowns and mass mandates again.
record low interest rates. And ultimately, that costs us in the long term with inflation. Now, again, yes, Republicans were part of that because they did spend trillions of dollars during the last year of Trump's administration. But at the same time, I think a vast majority of the reason why we have the inflation that we do is.
Yeah, I would argue, though, even if Democrats were in office, they would have done the lockdown. They would have still give out the stimuluses. Because you had to. You couldn't just tell people they can't go to work and not give them money. That ain't going to work. You want a rebellion, you'll get one with that shit.
It's because of what happened when the Democrats took office. We just quite simply didn't need that last stimulus package. But they decided to do it anyways, not out of necessity, but because they wanted votes. And I believe in my mind that is the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, I really do believe that. Okay, that should not have happened. We should not have had that last stimulus package. Okay, Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act apparently has contributed to inflation as well too. Again, Bidenomics. Okay, Bidenomics is, again, I think primarily the reason why we're in this situation. So to say that it's not political, I just don't agree with it. And I understand what he's trying to do here. He's trying to basically take himself out of the political food fight, okay? Because what's happening is that you have conservatives embracing this song, not even for partisan politics purposes, even though factually speaking, again.
And that's another reason why it's political, because you got liberals shitting on it, calling them racist and everything. You got conservatives supporting the hell out of it. The song wouldn't be as big as it was if it wasn't for conservatives and probably libertarians and maybe some independents and whatnot. So, yeah.
This is Joe Biden's economy. So again, a lot of what he's complaining about is Joe Biden's economy. You can argue Republicans have contributed to it as well too. But again, it is Joe Biden's economy. But it's mainly being used for unity, right? To say, hey, we need to have working class unity in this country and understand that as the working class, okay, regardless of our political affiliation, this is what we're going through. And this song resonates with us because we feel like it represents us, okay?
And you know what? Oliver Anthony knows just as well as everybody else, since he's singing about these topics, that it's only one side of the political spectrum that's sitting there saying you're evil because we disagree with your views or your ideologies or political beliefs. It's just the Democrats and the liberal side is doing that. Republicans aren't saying all Democrats are evil because we don't agree with what you agree on. And it's really mainly, liberals attacking him. Is not conservatives mainly attack him. It's a majority of liberals attacking him. So, we can't be hypocritical about this. He also knows that it's mainly the liberal side that's doing all the censorship, which goes against music. So, you can't take this stance of, hey, we should get back to not pointing out people's flaws and not hating people just because we disagree with them. Well, guess what? Tell that to the liberals. They're the ones that are pushing that. They're the ones that said everybody voted for Donald Trump is a white supremacist racist. There's a video out there of countless Democrats and liberals saying it, man. Like everybody voted for Trump is pretty much a racist, white supremacist. You know, my sister and my brother-in-law voted for Trump, and they're far more decent human beings than anybody walking this fucking earth.
Okay, when we say us, we don't necessarily mean conservatives. We just mean working class people. Okay, this is how most conservatives have interpreted the song. Okay, it's not one of those things. Oh, this is the conservative anthem. No, right? That's not what conservatives are saying. No conservatives are saying that this is a conservative anthem. It's always been this is the working class anthem. It is deeper than left versus right. Now, I would argue that the left has actually made it partisan in the sense that they don't like the fact that conservatives like it. So now they've said that, well, it's a conservative thing, right? This is a conservative thing. When typically the left would, again, they would be endorsing a song like this too. But my gut feeling is that because this person is, you know, white, right, and conservatives like him, that liberals are like, you know, we're going to try to, you know, find a way to smear it. Okay. I did a whole video about it. Okay. You had mainly liberals were the ones that were smearing this song. So I understand where he's coming from. Yep. Okay. I think Fox News, right? It is funny seeing the elites, Fox News, plus the Republicans on stage pretend that this song is not about them. Okay. That they're not a part of the problem. And then you got, you know, conservative Republican politicians running around here, you know, trying to play up the song for their own benefit as if, again, they you know, resonate with that, right? Like they're working class people and they're not. They're rich, okay? But I just want to be clear here, okay? That also applies to Democrats as well too, okay? That applies to Democrats as well too. And again, you don't have to be partisan about it, okay? But hey, let's if you're going to point the finger, right, let's make sure we're pointing the finger at everybody. You know, again, I like the fact that he's not trying to be political, okay? I understand that. I don't blame him, okay?
And I mean, I like that too, because that's the thing. Like, we've seen all these businesses take a political stance. And I've said it a trillion times. Like, you'll never go to any of my websites, any, you know, podcast is the podcast. I'm on here, I'm doing podcasting. That's one thing. That's separate from my music promotion company. You're never going to go to my music promotion company. You're not going to see no American flags. You're not going to see anything doing Democrats or Republicans or politics. No, it's about music promotion. You know, because I don't like that's the thing. Like, I don't base my clients on like, oh, let me promote somebody just because they're a Democrat or just a Republican. No, I promote musicians. I promote unsigned and independent musicians who are trying to reach more people and reach a bigger audience with their music. I don't like, and that's the thing. I don't sit there and say, hey, you know what? Let me promote this Republican song. Let me put more effort into this artist who's actually Republican, opposed to this artist who might be Democrat. No, I don't do that. I don't care what your political beliefs are. I hate or dislike nobody because of their political beliefs. That's just liberals that do that. I don't feel like you got to be the enemy or evil because I disagree with you. I don't agree with all my friends and everything. And that's what kills me about liberals. Like, they can only hang with people they agree with 100%. That's pathetic, man. That's a pathetic way to live, man. That's some weak-minded shit, man. You know, but once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to Paul Picker Podcast. And I'm out.